The moral dilemma that broke Frieren is probably one of the dumbest and wrongest videos that I have seen in a long, long time. And it's done by this guy right here. Lextorius. I tried to look him a little bit up on social media to figure out if one of my hunches is right, and it was. He's on Blue Skies, which means he's most likely a blazing leftist. And the irony of this is, of course, leave it to a blazing leftist to misunderstand morality and evilness and concepts like that to this much of an insane degree that your video goes viral on Twitter because of how wrong it is on everything. And the vast majority of humanity can agree on that. This is gonna be great.
If you're unfamiliar, the main plot of Frieren is that our main protagonist, Frieren, is a several thousand-year-old elf who is part of the legendary heroes party that killed the Demon King, who once threatened the entire world. This is something that most fantasy adventure stories of this type build towards over the whole show, and here they do it off-screen right at the beginning. And the actual plot is then about Frieren watching the heroes party die of old age because she's an immortal elf, and then at the behest of her last remaining party member, she takes up a new apprentice and forms a new party to head back to the Demon King's lair, in search for the entrance to the afterlife. Frieren and her new party, Fern and Stark, go on this long adventure that retraces the heroes' party's steps, stopping at all the towns and villages they originally stopped at, so we can see how things changed over time, or rather, how Frieren didn't. And through this journey beyond Journey's End, we get to see her and her new companions develop and grow, as this emotionless elf girl starts to value the people around her. But like I said, the actual real plot, the bulk of what we spend our
I don't know if that's a joke, honestly, but he's already wrong here. Frieren is not emotionlessness. She has emotions, she just has a lot of trouble expressing them and understanding them. She has the full range of your average emotions. She just has problems with them and coping and understanding them because of her age. And the constant idea that, hey, she can spend 100 years doing literally nothing and she's an elf, so it doesn't matter for her. But all of her human friends by that time are gonna turn to dust. So yeah, there are some moral dilemmas there, but she does have emotions, 100%.
Our time doing is seeing Frieren and her party fight enemies, mostly in this kind of episodic adventure format. We head off to a new location, find they have some problem, typically monster related. We then solve said problem by killing said monster and move on to the next location. We might slow down while the party is traveling and meet new characters and go on fun side quests, but that's usually in between these long arcs where they stop dead in their tracks to deal with some big threat. And the most popular thing for the party to fight in this show, by far, are demons. Leftovers from the Demon King's army who kind of roam the land and cause problems, and who Frieren just loves killing. Like, a lot. Like, maybe the most important thing about her besides being an elf is that she loves killing demons. Her tragic backstory is that demons—
This is not true in the slightest. Frieren probably does enjoy defeating demons, obviously, because you just fought with someone to life and death, and the outcome, you're probably gonna like it if you survive. But that's superficial. Frieren needs to be literally forced by Himmel to actually join them to kill the Demon Lord. If her main personality trait was loving to kill demons, she would have required no talking to join them. She would have probably went off in her on her own to do it. But instead, she had to get coerced by Himmel to do it. So this assessment is blatantly wrong.
Demons destroyed her village and killed her people, so she's been specially trained to do magic to be able to kill them. And not only has she killed the most demons out of anyone in history, but she has become so famous for this that her nickname among demons is Frieren the Slayer, which, if you didn't know, is the Japanese title of the show.
Yeah.
So this show is, at least partially, named after this girl's love of killing demons, because demons are shown to be pure evil. They created an army that nearly took over the world after all. They destroyed the villages of seemingly half the characters we meet, and wiped out nearly 1/3 of humanity. They're the main antagonists of this story. They're fantasy villains undeserving of any sympathy, who we're told should be killed without mercy.
Exactly. And that is true.
Or well, we're told that. Demons in Frieren are very strange creatures though, right off the bat, because there is no like evil god or dark magic that really created them like in most fantasy settings. They seemingly don't have any connection to divinity at all. They're just a species of creature, same as everything else. And it's even
True. They're animals.
revealed that they're a product of evolution. So the name demon is really the only connection they have to like biblical demons. They are monsters though, a vague classification.
I don't really know why he went there with the biblical connection to demons, because in Japanese in general, I don't even know if this guy's an anime YouTuber or whatever, by the way. I assume he kind of is, considering he's talking about anime, but demons in general in Japan are not exactly the always associated to godhood or whatever. Demons are just bad things in general. So demons being monsters, by the way, which Frieren literally describes as demons are monsters, just means that they're monsters. It's just the name given to them.
In the story that basically just serves as a catch-all for anything you're not supposed to feel bad about killing. Dragons, mimics, big fucking wolf things, they're all monsters, which in the world of Frieren means they're evil, and they dissolve into mana upon death. It's this very video gamey way of basically telling the audience don't worry about it, and allows the author to
Not really in the slightest. You can see their blood, you can see their pain, you can see their anything. The fact that they just dissolve into mana after death is meant to show that they are not human. They are monsters. They are not human.
paint the world in a clear black and white, as these monsters serve as the fodder enemies we fight week after week. However, even from their introduction, demons are shown to be very different from every other monster we encounter in the story, most importantly by being much more intelligent. Dragons are said to be maybe the second most intelligent of the monsters, but they don't really do much to act like it, and things like mimics and beasts are just completely mindless. It is only in demons that we see actual human.
I mean, we don't have actually any proof that all of them are mindless, but that's okay.
Intelligence, and quite a lot of it. And when we first see demons in the story, you might be surprised to see that they can express emotions and empathy and kindness. They can speak with humans, and quite eloquently, in fact.
The demons have not actually expressed kindness in anywhere in Frieren. I can tell you that right now because I have read Frieren, okay? They have not. No kindness that even some people perceive as something akin kindness is actual kindness, because there's one way to interpret a situation as kindness in any Frieren situation, and like 50 other ways that are more likely to interpret that kindness as just self-gratification or self-fulfillment or some kind of selfish action.
They seem to be pretty dang human themselves. You know, if you talk to any demon on the street, you would most definitely be fooled into thinking they're a race of sentient being, not a monster. And
yes, because that's what demons are described to be. They literally have human language just to do that.
Many people are fooled, because it's a trick. The way demons are explained to work in Frieren is a lot like mimics. This creature that I mentioned they evolved from was apparently something that could replicate human voices and cry for help, getting people to lower their guard to go after it only to kill them. But demons evolved so much from that creature that they are now able to fully replicate humans. They look like humans, aside from the horns in their head, they can act like humans, even expressing complex emotions, and they can speak like humans and understand our language, but all in service of being able to kill us, all as part of a deception to lower our guard, as we're repeatedly told that demons are actually nothing more than wild beasts, savage monsters who will do anything to satiate their desire to kill. This description of demons as wild beasts is actually one that not only Frieren the character gives, but the demons agree with. I mean, in their introduction, one of them looks into the camera and says, "Yes, we are wild beasts. We just want to kill humans. Frieren is right about us."
How is he gonna prove this wrong? I wonder already.
And their actions largely align with this, as in pretty much every subsequent encounter we have with them, they are lying or killing humans, usually resulting in Frieren stepping in to live up to her nickname. So the story makes it incredibly clear very early on and tells us over and over again that demons are evil. Monsters that kill and eat people without remorse. Any bit of emotion or empathy they might show is just a part of their deception. So, if you see a demon on the street, you should kill them, because they're definitely going to kill you. Frieren actually wants to go so far as to eradicate them entirely. But the problem with this is that while the story is telling us they are mindless, immoral killing machines that warrant the protagonist wishing for their destruction, it often shows us something very different. And I'll just go over a few examples. The introduction to demons in the story begins with a group that is trying to make peace with the residents of a town that Frieren is visiting. Frieren actually sees them be welcomed into the town and moves to attack them before getting arrested, which is where we get the scene of her calling them wild beasts. And our introduction to the demon's trickery, which proves Frieren right, is when during the peace talks, one of the demons is threatened by someone over the death of their son, to which the demon responds by saying they too lost a father, which spares their life. Yet later, when it's just two demons alone together, one of them asks what a father even is, and they don't know. This is very clearly meant to be a reveal for the audience, an almost comically straightforward one.
Yep.
Because again, immediately after this, the demon sits down and tells the audience that they only speak human language to hunt and kill. But at the same time, with that knowledge, this is a scene that completely baffles me. Because why would the other demon even bother to ask this question? One, this means that demons seemingly don't have their own language and just use human speech to talk to each other, even when humans aren't around, which directly contradicts them telling us there's only one reason they speak like humans. Two, if language...
That contradiction okay. First of all, if we actually agree that that's a contradiction, that is very minor and literally changes nothing, because the whole thing is, them using speech to talk to each other doesn't make them not evil. I don't know how this is supposed to make them not evil, because they can speak to each other and use speech of humans to speak to each other.
Is just a tool used to deceive, and they already picked up what a father was based on context clues well enough to be able to use it in a conversation. Why would they care what it means? The word has...
Okay, yeah, this is completely... This is contextualizing this whole thing that's happening very, very poorly and wrongly already, okay? You see, he's a demon. He just used the word father because he understood that there's some context that's gonna make the humans be tricked. And this demon right here has no idea what a father is. She is not asking what's a father because she wants to know what a father's role is, what a father does, and things like that. She is asking from the perspective of a demon, what is a father, so she can do the same trickery. This guy is currently looking at a demon, something that's that is supposed to be evil, supposed to by his standards, and thinking from the human perspective what would be if he asked what a father is. But no, this demon is thinking from a demon perspective what a father is, aka how can she maybe in the future, because demons only care about two things: one, killing humans, and two, making... That's actually an accident, I'm sorry. That was an accident. And two, their magecraft. Demons pretty much exist effectively at one point when talking to Aura, the guillotine. I think it was revealed that demons pretty much just exist to master their magecraft, and that's kind of all that they care about. Mastering that and killing a human here or there. And that's it. So, considering those are their two prerogatives, this little demon is just asking, hey, what's a father? And how can I use it to actually dupe people? Because tricking people, as we know, is really good for demons because it helps them kill people. So, that is the perspective that she is looking at the situation. That's why she's asking what a father is. Not because she wants a father, not because she cares about what a father is. She wants to know because it's useful to her. And this is something seemingly he does not is not capable of understanding. He's looking at the demon's perspective from his purely human perspective.
Has already served its purpose. They've already figured out how to use it effectively. To inquire about it further means they have a willingness.
No, he has figured out how to use the word correctly, potentially, and he's not even exactly sure. Which we actually learn about previously with a lot of other things involving demons. And she just also wants this knowledge because she doesn't want to be worse than him. She wants to surpass him because for demons, power is everything. And the person with the most power leads. So this could be beneficiary towards her. This is a purely selfish action.
To understand human language beyond just deception and out of genuine curiosity, which also directly contradicts what the demon tells us. In that same chapter, actually, the big flashback we're given to drive the nail in the coffin that demons are evil begins with a kid demon who killed a child. The hero's party wants to spare the demon, despite Frieren saying to kill it, because the demon begs for its mother. But despite her wishes, they let it live, and after enough time passes that the town takes the demon in, it kills the mayor and offers his child as a replacement, which is a terrible offer, so they get obliterated. Once again, begging for their mother before dying. Frieren asks why it says this when demons don't understand the concept of families, and it replies, because it stops you from killing me. And again, this is a reveal for the audience. It's just laying it on thick that demons lie and kill, and that's it. But importantly, it shows they lie out of self-preservation. In fact, that's the most common way we see them deceiving people, begging for their life, which is also strange.
No. Demons, actually, one thing, interesting thing that no one I have seen talks about is the fact that when a demon is dead, when a demon knows it's not going to survive because it's mortally injured and it's about to fade away, demons don't give a shit about lying anymore because they know they're dead. There is no more point for deceit or anything. They just, say what they want to say or anything like that because they're dead. There's no more point for deceit. But until that point, they are gonna try to still deceit and trick you. And that is not begging. Demons have never begged for their life in Frieren a single time. Look at this. Let's talk. He's not begging. He's trying to coerce Frieren into sparing his life, and then he would try to kill her somehow. Again, every single demon is not actually begging. I beg you, I have a young son. No, they're not begging. They're lying to be spared. Demons never beg. Demons have never begged in Frieren. He's completely wrong.
Strange because we're explicitly told they are being deceptive by doing this, yet they are genuinely begging for their life. They genuinely don't want to die and are acting afraid of dying in order to not die. But if that's not enough, demons show actual genuine emotion all the goddamn time. They are often described as prideful and arrogant. They feel genuine excitement and anger and shock and fear in ways that cannot be explained by them just imitating humans to get an advantage, as it is so often not beneficial in any way. With demons calling Frieren.
This is just stupid. If an animal is hurt, you can see it in pain. Doesn't mean it's a human. Yeah, so they feel pain and other emotions. The fact that they feel these emotions, again, doesn't mean that they're not evil. It just means that they feel other things. This is not a contradiction of them being evil.
A bitch or getting mad at her when she kills them, or expressing some emotion when humans aren't even present, sometimes even in their inner monologue. Going even one step further, one of the first big fights in chapter 20, the conclusion to the demons pretending to make peace with the town, ends with one of the demons getting cut in half by Stark and the other demon crying out their name, which gives Fern enough of an opening to kill them. The way the anime frames it makes it seem like they might just be calling for their ally to help them, but they do cry out after the other demon is dead, while looking in their direction. After it's already been established, they can sense when another demon dies. So this feels almost intentionally written like the demon is crying out because their ally died. And it's—
Are you kidding me? This is This is a complete, almost lie, honestly. He's misrepresenting so much. This argument may actually make sense even a little bit if you haven't seen the anime or anything, because he is already leaving out a absurd amount of information about this context. Look at this.
This feels
Yep, wait a little bit. Look at this.
calling for their ally to help them, but they do cry out after the other demon is dead, while looking in their direction, after it's already.
Yeah, look at this. So she dies, and he's saying, oh, he feels surprise, shock, or sadness. Well, most likely sadness, because she's dead. And here we can see when Frieren actually kills the guy with the wires, I can't detect his mana. And they know that means he's dead. And none of them care. None of them even change their facial expressions. So, do you mean to tell me that this demon cared about her for some reason, but not the other guy? That's a little bit sociopathic to an extreme degree. And second of all, this guy is leaving out so much information about this fight right here. Yeah, exactly this one. Let me actually give you the full context of what's happening. The demon boss is fighting Fern. At first, he thinks he has the upper hand. At first he thinks he's stronger. But then turns out, Fern is actually completely whooping his ass. And he understands that. And he literally monologues about this. If this keeps up, he's dead. Being dead equals bad for demons. And while all of that is happening, the girl demon is fighting Stark, and she's whooping his ass. She has the strap on, boy. She giving it to him, okay? And he's literally saying, I'm gonna lose to her, she's gonna kill me. But if she kills Stark faster, then both of them can attack her, and then she's gonna be killed. And that's his goal, because he thinks that Stark is gonna lose. She's gonna kill him any moment now. And then turns out Stark
to kill them.
Just kills her. And he's surprised because Stark is weaker than her. He doesn't understand how that's possible. And also, now that means that most likely he is gonna die, because without her help, he already established that he is gonna die himself. And as you can see in this facial expression, that's not exactly, oh no, my sweet dear companion died that I cared so much about. It's like, oh shit, she somehow magically lost? What the hell just happened? I did not expect this. My bet was on the other thing happening. And now he knows that he is dead, because he's probably not getting away. And he is gonna lose the 1v1, but now it's a 2v1 most likely. So, yeah, that's the full context of that situation.
Ally died. And it's made pretty clear the crying out is what drops their guard and gets them killed.
Yeah, because unexpected things, when happen and you pay attention to them, lower your guard.
Which looks to me like a pretty clear-cut expression of empathy. Now, you could maybe argue that the demon...
No. Again, the irony of a leftist not understanding human emotions just is always peak irony for me, considering they're supposed to be the ones that understand and feel for the people and shit.
Have just gotten so good at mimicking humans that they do so involuntarily. But if this is involuntary, often completely detrimental, and ingrained within the demons so deeply they even do it when nobody else is around and cannot stop doing it to save their life, then there is functionally no difference between the mimicked emotion and the real thing. Though perhaps the strongest contradiction in the demon's nature...
That is, if your response to some X happening is 100% engraved, it doesn't matter if you understand it or don't understand it, it's still going to happen. So there is a difference, no matter how you slice it.
Is that they do actually have some sense of morality. The one thing you would think they obviously don't, because we're also told that to demons, one's mana level is a source of pride, and almost all demon hierarchies are simply built on who has the most mana. So a technique that Frieren has mastered to be effective at killing demons is to suppress her mana at all times, to appear to have a low amount, to trick a demon into fighting her so she can kill them. It's something she's even taught Frieren since pretty much the beginning. This is already interesting because it directly mirrors how demons trick humans with words to kill them, and it comes across as Frieren playing by their rules to get an advantage, literally using that arrogance the demons are described as having against them. But the more interesting part is that when that demon from earlier, the one who cried out at their ally dying, learns that Frieren was concealing her mana, they call her a coward. They are visibly disgusted by it. Because again, demons are proud of their mana and think concealing it is a lowly thing to do. So
yes. And thinking that in no way makes them not evil. Okay? Demons can have their own society, their own traditions, their own everythings, but they still can be evil. This guy is naming a lot of things that demons do just at random that in no way proves that they're not evil, and says, aha, look at that. They use spoons, therefore they must not be evil. It's pointless. Why even say this? Yeah, he's a demon, and they think that the most valuable thing in life is power. The fact that anyone would conceal their power is, well, I wouldn't call it cowardice, but yeah, a demon would probably not understand that, because demons are close to humans in intelligence. They are intelligent in their own way, and in their view of things, concealing mana is stupid. And that's it. It doesn't make them not evil.
The demon's morality might not align with ours. They're still totally okay with killing after all, but they must have some sense of morality to believe concealing mana to trick them is wrong. There is no reason they would react this way if they didn't. A truly immoral being would not think there is such a thing as an action that is wrong, and there isn't even an explanation.
An immoral being would not... No. No, also, no one said that demons are immoral. Well, actually, that's not what even immoral means. Amoral. He's looking for the word amoral here. Amoral is there's no good nor bad. Immoral means that they're just bad. But demons are not supposed to be bad as in everything bad. They're just bad from the perspective of humans.
Explanation of this being part of their mimicry because it's something only demons care about. So right now, I'd like to take a tangent to discuss a different story that isn't Frieren, but it's one that Frieren very obviously takes a lot of inspiration from, because it's the story most fantasy series take inspiration from, because it's The Lord of the Rings. J.R.R. Tolkien's
Is he gonna call orcs black?
Fantasy book series is fairly famous for having pretty definitive morality. Characters that are depicted...
Oh god, I'm sorry, yeah, it's an orc conversation. I'm sorry, I am skipping the orc conversation and everything that it involves.
Tolkien did. If demons are pure evil, they shouldn't really be sentient, and if the demons are sentient, they shouldn't be pure evil. However, demons in Frieren are...
Why not?
Shown to be clearly sentient. They're easily more intelligent and inquisitive than even the orcs are. We've seen plenty of evidence of them showing emotion. You can make a strong argument that they express empathy too, and they have a clear-cut sense of morality. So if we...
like we established in the past whatever minutes, not actually showing empathy, you're just misunderstanding what emotions the demons are conveying. It's not empathy, it's self-greed.
Handed Frieren to Tolkien and asked him to evaluate it, I strongly believe that he'd think the demons weren't worthy of mindlessly killing. They should have a soul, and any evilness on their part would be due to a conscious choice or corruption, which could always be reversed. Now, a lot of Tolkien's dilemma is based on his Catholic beliefs, his ideas about unambiguous good.
Yeah, no, we're definitely not going in a Tolkien situation. Manga spoilers, okay, let's skip. Because there's no way that this guy can't understand something as easy as Frieren, and then he's like, oh, I understand Tolkien.
From what we've seen of the demons in the show and what I've talked about so far, there are some serious questions raised, and the manga does directly try to answer these, and has an entire arc focused on the possibility of coexistence between humans and demons. And so now it's time to get into that. Spoiler alert, it doesn't go well. Now, the specific arc I'm talking about is the Golden City arc, or El Dorado as the most popular fan translation calls it. Leading into El Dorado, there are a couple of interesting interactions with the demons we see, most notably being another example of a demon asking a question about the meaning of something. This time, why humans care about their dead, before getting dismissed again. This demon is actually a young child who is shown to be happy and energetic like a human kid, even when humans aren't around. And
that demon has the ability of shapeshifting. That's the magic. If demons are concerned about two things, killing people and their power, yeah, that demon naturally will take any course and, understandably try to act like a human. If their ability is shapeshifting, they kind of need to do that. That is literally something that they are forced to do to better their magic. And again, demons, magic, everything.
Interaction that honestly surprised me. They kill a human, look to their superior with a smile on their face, and say, I did it, master, praise me, and then get cut in half. What the fuck? Why?
Wait, what?
They think the human is dead, clearly, but they're showing excitement and looking for praise from their
I'm sorry. Are you insane? Yo, I thought that him at the start with Fern and Stark taking that fight out of context was bad, but this is just pure stupidity. This is an extremely high caliber of are you even human, my dude? Okay, let me explain the scene. Mage Association, a dude. Demon fights this demon. This demon tries to kill the little girl because it's actually a demon. He defends the little girl that shapeshifts into a demon. Then she stabs him. Yeah, this little girl is a demon and she tried to kill him. And this guy, this fucking mouth breather is somehow being like, oh, you killed a child. Bro, that child just tried to kill you. And now is demanding that this demon praises him for killing someone he couldn't. Are you kidding me? He's literally saying killing a demon just tried to kill you bad. I can't. I just are you even human? At this point, I have to ask: Are you even human? How is this bad? It's a demon that tried to kill him. And then he gets cut off in pieces. Then he gets cut in half, and you're like, "Oh no! How could you do?" I'm. This is even sadder than I expected.
Superior, a demon, a creature described as this emotionless antisocial murder monster, is bursting at the seams with a desire for approval. It cares enough.
Yeah. This demon literally pretended to be a child, and his master threw a weapon at him, potentially trying to actually kill him, because why would the demon give a fuck? He got protected by this human, and then he tried to kill the human, and was happy about it. That demon literally killed the person that saved him, and was happy about it. What do you mean?
Enough about this other demon that it wants them to praise them?
It doesn't want this demon does not want this demon's praise per se. This demon wants to be recognized by a more powerful demon for its own gain. It's not just asking for praise because it actually cares about this demon. It doesn't.
What? Anyways, we eventually get to El Dorado, and for anyone who hasn't read it, who skipped my spoiler warning, the basic premise is that a powerful demon, Macht, one of the big boys in the Demon King's army, has turned a city to gold.
Oh, by the way, that snake was also one of the big boys in the Demon King's army.
And has been sealed inside it by a magic barrier.
If I'm not mistaken, I understood that snake was also one of the big boys.
Story short, he was the advisor to a lord of a city who put a bracelet on him, ensuring that if he ever harbored any malice towards anyone in that city, he would die instantly.
Yes.
Yet, he turned the whole place to gold anyways.
Yes.
Curious. Short story long, we spend several...
Not really. Not really. It just means that the demon held no malice or anything of the sorts when he killed everyone, because killing humans for him is not a thing driven by malice. Which means they're pure evil from the eyes of humans.
Chapters exploring Macht's memories, where we learn that demons do not actually know what the concept of malice and guilt even are. Macht says he understands all the other emotions, fear, anger, sorrow. This is what helps confirm demons feel these things for real, by the way.
No, he does not understand sorrow. He doesn't understand any of these emotions, to be completely real with you. I doubt that even he understands the concept of fear. He understands rage, and he understands, well, he doesn't understand sorrow. He does not get it. This scene is he makes two boys fight to the death and the winner survives. He doesn't understand sorrow because he's literally thinking, okay, now the kid is gonna be happy because he gets to live. Because living is the only thing that matters. Your town, your friends, your relatives, your everything dying. No, that's actually not really sorrow. He's talking about this like, oh, you human lost puppy equals sorrow because puppy no longer here. But why? What does that sorrow mean or actually do? He has no idea. He just understands the concept that that should be sorrow.
But malice and guilt are just completely foreign to him, as they are to all demons. So Macht starts devoting his life to finding out how to feel them, because he considers himself a pacifist who just wants to coexist with humans. Yet, the way he tries to learn what emotions are is just by slaughtering villages and getting kids to kill each other in front of him. This eventually leads him to become the right-hand man of a corrupt lord, who becomes his best friend, since they both openly consider themselves evil and think they can learn from each other. And he serves this lord for many years. It takes 20 before someone even thinks to put that bracelet on him. But eventually, after feeling like he learned everything he could, Macht turns the town and his best friend to gold anyways, just to see if he feels something. He doesn't. During this, it is explained by a demon that demons do not feel malice or guilt because they've evolved to hunt and kill humans. So killing humans is in their instinct, and feeling empathy isn't, because if they felt bad for their prey, they would go extinct. And this is coupled with the idea of convergent evolution, that demons evolved to be similar to humans but are in fact so distant as to be alien to us. Just like how an orca and a shark might look and act similar even if one is a mammal and the other isn't. As they say, for a demon to try and understand human emotions would be like trying to understand the inner workings of an ant. And because their primary instinct is to kill, to search for coexistence means to endanger humanity. The closer a demon gets to humans to learn more about them, the more of them they'll end up killing, because they just can't help it. Even Macht just destroyed an entire town on a whim. So at the end of the arc, when Frieren faces off against him, she tells him that even if
Actually, the town's safe and sound, he didn't. It is, yeah, you know, it is what it is.
If it were possible for demons to learn to coexist, it would take so long and leave so many people dead that it wouldn't even be worth it to pursue. Frieren couldn't let it happen. It's effectively not an option. As she tells us, the Demon King himself wanted coexistence.
Yeah, fucking based. Yeah, that's not even an option. Oh, look at this. These evil creatures that have been killing us are now going to kill 75 to 95% of us. And then it's going to be over. It's going to be... No, fuck that. He hasn't said anything, but currently he's kind of advocating for, that's a good trade, take it.
Existence too. And that's what led to 1/3 of humanity being wiped out in the first place. So this changes basically our entire understanding of the demons.
Why?
Now the question of evil is fully shifted from any kind of magic or divinity towards essentially
The question of demons being evil had nothing to do with magic nor divinity.
Biological determinism, the idea that they're programmed to act this way and don't have any way of stopping it. Demons are born to hunt and kill, and it's...
No. No, wait, no, I guess no. Because the reality is what we see in Frieren from the demons. When we see your average demon, they are literally like, just kill humans and improve magic, and that is it. But the demons that we see at this point in Frieren and El Dorado with Macht and the unknown demon, who is not a part of the Demon King's X army, she's just an unknown demon. Those are aberrants. they are not your normal thing. They they are exclusively by definition uh not your average in any way.
So deeply ingrained in their alien nature.
So those demons don't actually represent the whole of demonkind. They are completely unique in these regards. They are aberrants.
That that's just how it is. They're not evil out of malice, just out of instinct. And I've seen people argue that morality shouldn't even be applied to the demons at all because of this. The idea being that a predator without empathy doesn't even know what they're doing is wrong, so they can't be evil. The specific line I've seen used being, they're like a house cat killing mice. But I'd just like to remind you, unlike a house cat or a tiger or a bear or whatever, demons are intelligent enough to understand how their actions affect people. And they already have an understanding.
Yeah, literally same as cats. Cats understand when they, do something wrong sometimes. Cats understand when they should do something that shouldn't be done. Cats understand when they hurt other animals. And they don't give a shit.
Of morality. That's the most important part here. They have a concept that you can do something wrong because that's how they view Frieren's trickery. They just don't understand that killing people is wrong. They do not lack morals, they just have a hard time adopting ours.
No, they can't adopt ours. Again, what the fuck is he even gonna say at this point? I can't even. I can't imagine anything. The unknown demon is just like a strange one because she wants to also kind of learn about humans in almost Macht's way, but it's not the same. Well, that that them having, again, for the fifth time, them having emotions does not mean that they're not evil because they have emotions. By human standards. By demon standards, they're not evil because evil doesn't really exist in their social hierarchy or their inner selves. Okay, I think I'm done. I mean, this guy is insane. This guy is just blatantly insane. That was Lake Storius, 10 out of 10. Bye.